mean, you're going to talk about the sweater. That's all I am, is a sweater guy. I mean, I thought I was a great tactician, great strategist. You guys just think the sweater won all the games.
Tonight, the Georgetown Hoyas take on the Red Men of St. John's in the battle between number 1 and number 2 in the country.
What would become known as the sweater game was actually about more than a sweater and about more than basketball.
What a play!
It was about a moment in time when personalities, players, and a passion for Big East basketball all came together.
Every game was like a war.
Whoa, ran into Patrick Ewing's shoulder.
People say the key to life is timing. Well, we had the perfect timing. Madison Square Garden took us in, we had the players, and it was just great.
One of the greatest rivalries during the glory years of the Big East in the mid-1980s was between St. John's and Georgetown.
Wow, what a play, Georgetown.
With St. John's led by crafty sharpshooter Chris Mullin and Georgetown by intimidator Patrick Ewing. The two teams were as different as the personalities of their coaches.
Here is the Hoyas head coach, John Thompson.
John was the architect of Hoya paranoia, which was what really reigned in the early days of the Big East.
Georgetown was an intimidating presence, and it really set the tone for these games.
And here is the coach of the Red Men, Lou Carnesecca.
Louis Carnesecca, quintessential, lovable New Yorker.
St. John's always, when they played, they had 6 guys as opposed to 5 because Louis stood on the court all the time. And because of the fact that he was short, nobody ever saw him. And I used to get on the referees all the time because the minute I crossed that line, they could see me. I said, there he is. He's down. Is he a defensive man too?
The legendary rivalry would peak in 1985. Early in the season, number 2 ranked St. John's would defeat number 1 Georgetown on the road. The victory put St. John's at the top of the rankings, but it would be Coach Carnesecca's wardrobe that would create a media frenzy.
St. John's has been terrific, and the sweater has been a big part of it. Louis Carnesecca sweater, he says that's one of the big reasons.
It happened in the fall of that great season we had. An Italian Olympic coach, we exchanged gifts, and he gave me 2 sweaters. I put the sweater on, and what happens?
And that's Chris Mullin. What talent!
Chris Mullin hits a jumper at the buzzer we wanted to win, and of course then I had to wear it all the time.
With number 1 St. John's and the sweater on a 19-game win streak, the hype for the rematch with number 2 Georgetown at Madison Square Garden reached a fever pitch.
Game of the century, St. John's, Georgetown in February of '85. That was a day when the city virtually stopped. Everybody paid attention, man, woman, and child, to this great drama that night of St. John's and Georgetown.
They're standing wherever they can. At least 19,000 plus and millions more around the country for Georgetown and St. John's.
You talk about the emotion of this ball game. It is the battle between number 1 and 2.
This was supposed to be like World War III. Everybody's building it up. We fight at the drop of a hat.
Number 1 team in the nation taking on number 2. It should be a great evening of college basketball.
The Garden drama was set to begin, but one of the leading men had a wardrobe change.
I remember being on the court, talking to Louis, and then John Thompson walks out.
And he's walking down to say hello to Lou right before, and as he's walking down around half court, he has his sports jacket. It was closed. Well, he unbuttons it and opens up.
He opens it up, and there's a replica of my sweater.
Every time you play television, everybody's talking about Louis' damn lucky sweater.
There goes the sweater. Didn't recognize him without it on at first.
When we went to New York, I said, boy, I'd love to get one of those. You know what I mean, and pull it out on him. His lucky sweater. I sent a former player of mine who lived in New York, by subway to St. John's bookstore and got me that sweater. So I said, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flash him. So I walked out on the floor and I had my coat wrapped around and I crossed my arms and I walked down in front of Louis and look at him. And he looks at me and I do like this and I just open up my sweater.
John Thompson just went over and he's also wearing the same sweater as Louis Carnesecca.
I have never seen anything like this.
Can you believe that?
I'm saying to myself, that sweater ain't lucky. Look, I got one too. And he break out laughing and I break out laughing and the whole garden went crazy.
This crowd is going nuts.
Lou Carnesecca saying, all right, guys, settle down.
What a terrific start, huh?
And we're underway for Madison Square Garden.
Before a shot was taken, John Thompson may have won the game by wearing a matching sweater to Lou Carnesecca's lucky sweater.
Mullen trailing, laid up and in. Oh, what a move by Dowell on the baseline.
This is a thorough beating. So Thompson's sweater leads Carnesecca. Kiss that sweater goodbye. He looked better in a shirt and tie anyway.
And we kicked their butts. We kicked their butts from start to finish.
So that's the end of the ball game. The Hoyas win it 85-69.
While the game wasn't close, the legendary matchup is still remembered for the theater that took place on the Garden stage.
John Thompson's whole image changed forever that night. It just did so much to humanize John, who, now is kind of this big cuddly guy.
I think John looks good in that sweater.
Everybody thought of me as some grouch just getting mad at everybody. It's basketball. I want to win. I want to win badly. But it broke the tension. And what was even better, we beat their butt.
In '92, the president of Hall of Fame, he says, "Look, congratulations. You're going into the Hall of Fame." I said, "Great. When do you want me to come up?" He said, "No, we don't want you. We want your sweater." I said, "You really know how to hurt a guy. The sweater got him before I did."